Hello and welcome to Retro for You. My name's Neil and welcome back to this episode. Today's episode we're working on a ZX Spectrum. Now it's a bit of a different one, this Spectrum was, because it had an adapter attached to it called a Disciple. Now I never knew what a Disciple was until I had to look into this, and apparently it's a disk drive adapter for ZX Spectrum. Now I carried on repairing this, I opened it up, and to my surprise I found something totally different inside the ZX Spectrum that I expected. So take a look at the video, have a look inside to see what I found, and let me know in the comment below whether I made the right choice in demodifying it. While you're here, on Wednesday the 12th of February, we've got a live stream again. This is on 8-Bit Retro Refix's channel, and we've got a very special guest. We've got Mark Fixes Stuff from Mark Fixes Stuff. Now, he is a massive YouTuber compared to me and compared to the other likes of us. There will be Captain Commodore there, 8-Bit Retro Refix. There will be Josib and myself. So come along, it's guaranteed to be a right laugh. I'm sure it's going to be funny. Down below there's a link to our Discord. Make sure you come along and check that out. You can speak to us all. We're all in there. 8-Bit Retro Refix, Mark Fixes Stuff, myself included, and also Josib Retro Bits. So on that note, let's crack on with a video for some ZX Spectrum goodness. This is what we're going to be working on this week, and what it is, it's a Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It's in rather dirty, grubby condition, as you can see, but what makes this one unusual is it's got this add-on here called the Disciple. Now, I never actually knew what this was until I did a bit of research, and what it allows you to do is basically run a 5 1/4 or 3.5 inch disk drive off the Sinclair Spectrum. So I thought it's going to be interesting to do a video on and get this working. But also I think it allows you to run printers. It's got 2 joystick ports built into it. It's got some audio there, input, and an audio output maybe. And there's 2 buttons on the side here. I'm not sure what they do. I have read that they do some sort of snapshot, etc. But I will be reading into the instructions and learning more about this. So the first thing we're going to do is to just separate this Disciple, which is here, and put that to one side for now, because first we need to look at this Spectrum and see what's going on with it. Now, the one funky thing about it is it has a 9-pin DIN here coming out of where the DC should be. Now, there's some sort of adapter on the port there as well, that blue one, which is unusual. Also on the back, there's a BNC connector here, which wasn't usually on these Spectrums, but I presume that somebody's modded it from the modulator here to accept composite video like the BBC B. I have got some adapters for that, so we can trial that, but we won't know until we get inside this and have a look inside. So without further ado, let's open this up and see what's inside. Now, straight away, I can see some funky stuff going on in here. All the memory's been socketed, which is good. It makes it easy to diagnose any faulty memory. But where this cable comes in here, there is 2 giant capacitors. 1000 UF 16 volt, and there's another one over here soldered to the board, as well as some, look like some weird type of potentiometers around here. And all this board here, which should be populated, is now empty. So I don't know what's gone on with this. So let's just have a look under the camera so you can see it yourself. So this is the power side here where the cable comes in. And you can see there is 2 big capacitors there. I mean, they are big capacitors soldered in there as well. Now, if you look further down here, all this part of the board here should be populated with resistors, transistors and capacitors, etc. But there's nothing there. It's all been stripped out. Same as down here as well. Now if we move across the board, all looks good now up to now. I think there may be some more components missing around here. I'm not quite sure. Looks like there is another capacitor that was missing here. Also here, there may be something missing. But we come down here, like I say, the memory's being socketed. Across this side, and there's another giant cap in place here. But not only that, there's some potentiometers there. Well, they look like potentiometers because they've got a screw on the top. Soldered in here and here. So what the main plan is, what I'm going to do, if you look at that board there, that has actually been soldered on, that connector has. So it's been heavily modified for some reason, this Spectre has. I was correct in thinking that this was a composite video out. You can see there he's picked up from the composite signal here that goes into the RF modulator. So that was correct in thinking what I said. But what do I do with this? Do I take it back to standard? I do have a scrap board that I can take some parts off. Because at the moment, there's no way I'm going to power off this, is there? Because I don't know what pin goes where, etc. And what voltage is putting through with all these big ass caps. I mean, they're just ginormous. So I think the best thing to do will be to desolder all this. Remove this big cap here. Remove these potentiometers. And try and put this board back to standard. Apart from, we're going to have to leave this on because that does fit into the Disciple, like I said. So, wish me luck, guys. I need to take this board out and I need to begin to strip it down and try get it back to how it was. And there we have the heavily modified board. I mean, check them out. Look amazing, don't they? Look at them. All sorts of jiggery pokery on this board. Looks great, doesn't it? This makes me laugh, honestly. Crazy. Let's get some pictures of that anyway, because this is one to remember. So I've just turned the board over thinking I never looked at the underside, and look, there's even more madness here. This wire here goes straight to feed on this side here, so that's bypassed loads of stuff for some reason. And also there's another patch wire here. Here there's like a load of crazy legs soldered together. Now I don't know whether they're tracks when he's changed the sockets for the memory is damaged, etc. I've no idea. But what I am going to do is I'll take a picture of that. I'll stick it up because it's a bit hard to get in the camera so you can see what's going on. I'm just going to undo all this and put it back to standard and just see if we can fix it. More of a challenge than anything. Here in between these two traces here, you can see is actually physically broken, but I think we can actually just solder this together. If we're very gentle, we'll get some flux and apply some flux along there. Then we'll get the iron and some solder, and I think we should just be able to solder that track together. I did that solder. And what we need to do now is to get the meter so it's from that point there to this point here. So as you can see, that has soldered fine. You see that's moving as one piece. So that's that trace repaired. Nice and easy. And what we're going to do is we'll put a bit of UV over that and then cure it so it's going to stay solid and not move at all. So I have spotted a solder blob. You can see it down there. We're just going to quickly remove that blob. Just like so. Why it was there, I don't know. Also, you can see down here there's another solder bridge that I do want to take out as well. So let's just see, hopefully we can melt this. Hopefully it's going to go. Looks like there might be a wire on it. Ah, so that was actually bridged across there for some strange reason. It's a Friday night. We're going to carry on with this Spectrum. Now, I'm approaching that age soon. I'm going to be 50 next month. So I've got to the age now where I actually need a different pair of glasses for being closer. So instead of like peering down like I usually do, or on top of my head, I can actually change my glasses now for another pair. And I should be able to see a bit better closer B, albeit it's going to be a bit blurred a bit further away, but I guess it happens to us all, doesn't it? Especially when we get to that certain time in age as maturity. So what the plan today is, we're going to take all these bits off this board and populate them into this board. So that is the plan. Now I should be using new bits, but I just haven't got enough new bits. I do have a brand new power reg, which should be around somewhere, so we will be replacing that, which is an important bit. Now the caps, the resistors, the diodes, etc. could all be salvaged off this, because we just want to see if this works and if we can fetch this back to how it was originally. So without further ado, we better crack on with this. Now, if you can see there now, I've noticed some more damage. Now that track there should go under this socket here and join onto there. So obviously there's no continuity there because it's broken. So I think what I need to do is to take this socket off here and have a look to see what's going on underneath. So let's just pop that off and just have a look. So now I've got the socket off, you can actually see where it's broken along here and also here. So that isn't good at all, because that means that that's probably the earth or maybe the power. That may be the 5 volt. So this chip here will not be getting any power. Now it will be here but not there, so that is not good. So what we need to do is to repair that track, but also we will repair the other one that's underneath as well while we're at it, and just give that a general good clean and have a look. But we should be able to repair that, guys. Now this track here that goes along the top, now I know it does look a bit dodgy, but I have checked and it does check out and I've got continuity going through. So the main thing is to get that repaired there. I think it's the main 5 volt track or something maybe. So that just needs a quick clean off like I've just done, and it needs a new socket. It might sit a bit high at this end, but if it does, it does. At least it's got continuity now, and that's that track repaired. So hopefully we can get this thing going. Let's see, who knows. There's a new socket in place. What we're going to do next is we're going to turn to the other side and we're going to see if we can repair those other legs, and that other track was broken with a bit of leg as well, and to make it a bit of a tidier job. So let's just flip the board over and have a go. Good morning. Now it's Saturday morning. I've been on this Spectrum most of the week, working mainly at nights. Now it's Saturday morning. We're about to plug some power through this. You can tell this morning I've got my coffee cup with me. Usually got a beer if it's in the evening. So what we're going to do, we're going to apply some power, and we're first going to check the voltage at the power reg that we fitted. We should have about, I think, 10 volt, 9 volt, 10 volt on one side and 5 volt on the other. So without further ado, let's check that out. So here we go with the first test. So like I said before, we could just use this as an earth, and we can go on one side, yeah, 10 volt, on the other side 5 volt. Now that is working really well. That's how it should be. Also by this diode here, we can check if we've got the 12 volt. We should have a 12 volt on the other side of that, which we have. So looking good. Now what we can do, there's still another voltage missing, which is the minus 5 volt. There's a 5 volt, a minus 5 volt, and a 12 volt. So the best way to check this, I find, is on the memory chip. So let's just pop along to them and just see if we've got all the voltages present. We should have 5 volt, which is correct. This pin here, we should have minus 5 volt, which is minus 4.9, which is good. And then finally we should have 12 volt here, which we seem to be missing. Aha, but we had 12 volt before. So let's just go back to this track here. There's a track under the speaker that follows along here. See where I'm going, this track here. So we've got 12 volt going to there. Now that should feed through here, as far as I'm aware, to the other side, 12 volt. But then when we get to this side here, that feeds this bottom pin here, we've got no 12 volts, so I presume, let's just switch it to continuity. Yeah, looks like we've got a break down here somewhere, so we're going to probably pop that cap off and see if we can fix that break. But what is good, we've replaced all that side that was missing with a weird voltage and all the caps, etc., and we seem to have all the voltages present. I will also jerry rig a composite video out to it just so we can get some video out, hopefully. But first we need to repair that 12 volt to the memory, because I'm sure it's not going to work without that. So let's just crack on with getting this off and have a look underneath and see what it is. Okay, so you can see where it's broken here. That explains why we're not getting a 12 volt. Look at that, the whole track has come loose. So what I'm probably going to do is to go from here across to there and just bridge that. I'm just going to try and flatten that out a bit so it was solder, because we still need that other leg of that capacitor to get there, don't we? Hopefully it will do. It looks like that whole pad's missing, so we'll just try and tack that down a bit easier. I mean, we can try and plug some solder across there, but I don't think it's going to work the same way. Now, although that probably has got continuity now, I think it's just going to break away again like it did last time. Okay, so that didn't go well at all. I had to undo it. Now, the chips got really hot down here when I applied that voltage. That's probably why that blew in the first place. Now, I have noticed something here. If you look here, this track here should only have continuity between these pins here, which is correct. Hopefully you can hear that. But if you look here, it's got continuity to this one here as well, which isn't right, which probably explains why the voltage has now dropped to 7 volt. So something else has got damaged. It's probably one of the one of the transistors, I think, has got damaged with it. But also it's got continuity to here as well. Not to all of these, but to that one. Ah, it's just to that one actually, the second one. But we do have definitely continuity to these top pins here, which should not be right. Now, if I go to my scrap board here and show you the difference, we've got continuity to here. And we've got nothing, look. These ones here should be, I need to find out, are these? So that's a -5 volt rail, isn't it, I think. Is it the chips that are faulty? Is there a faulty chip in here causing this? I'm going to pull the chips and then try again to see what we get. So just bear with me. Or is something going on underneath these sockets? I don't know. But until we suss this out, we're not going to get anywhere with the bloody thing, are we? So we pulled all these chips. Now let's just check again. So we should have continuity to there, which is correct. Oh, and we haven't got continuity to there anymore. Maybe we do have a faulty chip, guys. Because now so let's just put one chip in at a time. No, we're all good. Next chip. So now that one, is that the faulty chip? Just going to remove that chip. Ah, see, we're good. Yeah, all good. Back again. Oh, good. So it looks like these chips here yeah, see these chips here that I just pulled? If I buzz across these two legs, there you go. So these are definitely foobarbed. So what we need to do is to get a couple of chips just to stick into that and see what happens now. I think I'm going to replace the transistors because something's gone wrong with the voltage. It was rock steady at 12 volt and then I connected that obviously with these chips and it's just basically gone pop. Unfortunately it wasn't recording. I thought I was. Anyway, the chips got very hot and it must have been these two chips here causing most of the heat. So I'm just going to crack on with that and see where we get. So I replaced the two chips and now we haven't got that continuity problem. We've only got continuity to here. So hopefully that's going to fix something. So what we need to do now is just sort out that power issue again and rebuild this track again down the bottom. Unfortunately, after a week of trying to repair this thing, I've come to a dead end. I've actually run out of transistors. Now, I changed the transistor again. I powered it on. All the voltages were good. I then connected the memory rail and then poof, TR4 blew up. So I guess it means there's a bad memory chip here. So the next plan, well, when I've ordered some, is to order some new transistors for here, because now I've lost a -5 volt rail and the 12 volt rail is now sitting at 10 volt. I've still got the 5 volt rail steady, which is good. So I'm going to remove all these memory chips here. I've ordered a diode cart for this thing to see if that helps. What we're going to do next week is we're going to replace these transistors yet again. We're going to check the voltages, but we're going to check it without the memory in place. So then we can actually check each chip. But the problem is if I plug a chip in and then it blows that transistor, I'm going to be going around in loops. What I really need is one of the chip testers that will test the memory, don't I? Maybe I can look into getting one of them, because I'm going to be going around in circles here and putting transistor after transistor after transistor. Did make progress on this. You saw the state of this when we opened it up. Unfortunately, didn't make it to the floppy disk drive. This is taking much longer than I previously thought it would. But hey ho, that's one of them things with retro. You never know what you get until you open it up. So I shall join you in the outro. Okay, so welcome to the outro. You made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and if you're new here, please hit that like button and of course the subscribe button, and comment down below even if it's hello. Now unfortunately we didn't manage to get this going. We will be working further on this. I think when we get those transistors, we pull the memory. I think there's some memory there which is causing an over voltage, which is then popping that transistor. I think we are really close to getting this going. I mean, we've got the voltages there until that memory. Now, these memory are known for blowing those transistors if they're faulty. Now, I could do with getting ordered a chip tester, like I said. Maybe I will look online and see if I can get one ordered this week. Although I'm not quite sure how much they are. I think the other ones are quite expensive, but I will have a look. I'm going to go along to eBay in a minute and have a look. So maybe there's a new toy next week's video to have a look at. I have ordered a diode cart for this as well, because I think it's going to be something handy for the future. I'm not saying I'm an expert on these. I'm still learning like you guys, and it's fun through learning these things. That's why I like to repopulating that board. If you think I was wrong, then like I said, drop me a comment down below. Should I have left it how it was? But it looked a bit freaky and I didn't know what the hell was going on. Now don't forget the live stream on Wednesday the 12th. You don't want to miss that. Especially with Mark fixes stuff. He's a very funny guy and very knowledgeable guy, and he fixes stuff. Unlike me, that Neil sometimes fixes stuff, or Retro sometimes. Retro for you sometimes fixes stuff, but that's how it is. I mean, we're all here to learn. I'm really enjoying this. I'm 2 years old now on this YouTube lark, so I'm still going. I'm still with you all, and thanks to those subscribers, and also thanks to those members. Now, I do plan to do some more for members eventually, but I'm just working on it at the moment. I'm still trying to sort this shed out, etc. And I will be doing extra competitions, etc. for members. So look forward for that. It's only set to 99p. It's just basically set there now to help running the channel. So a big thanks to all those that subscribe. I think I've got 14 members at the moment. So thanks to you all. Now, don't forget to check out my YouTube buddies down below. We've got the likes of Captain Commodore, 8-bit Retro Refix, Josib Retro Bits. They all do great things. You've got Josib doing programming. You've got 8-bit Retro Refix. He does all sorts of things. He's a whiz at Xboxes. So if you need any Xbox information or anything, and especially 360, he's great at doing these chips, and he's actually been drilling in chips and stuff. So check out his videos. I mean, they're great. Captain Commodore, he does loads of stuff. He does loads of FPGA stuff, which is absolutely brilliant. I think he's got another FPGA video coming out soon. So again, that brings me on the Discord. Make sure you pop along to the Discord, because there's a great wealth of knowledge in there. You've got Captain Commodore with all the FPGA stuff and the Commodore stuff. You've got 8-bit Retro Refix, who is a whiz on Xboxes and Commodore 64s. You got myself that knows some bits. And you've also got Mark fixes stuff in there, as well as other YouTubers. There's loads of people in there, and we all have a laugh in there. We sometimes meet up and play Call of Duty, Black Ops 6 is it, or something like that, the new PlayStation game or PC game. So that's about it for now. I shall see you soon again. I shall see you next time on Retro for You. See you soon guys, and thanks. Bye.